Your favorite way to send money to Ghana is back. We're excited to announce that Taptap Send is back and better than ever. After a brief pause, we are happy to resume our mission of providing fast, affordable, and secure money transfers to Ghana. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Taptap Send is working power. And remember, tell your loved ones abroad to send money through Taptap Send to stand a chance to win big in the December Sambra promo. Taptap Send. Papa no.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job, then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
Young penny for baby say, if you are seeing her, be ni ma, be check. Why na HL? So we pay IT, we the 1 year, so we pay support. Slamm Technologies say your #1 partner. Your office will US in here, your office will Ghana, so your numbers ni kuhono. So we should share IT classes, we will have career coaching, we will have support for business, cyber security. Free, na your partner. Your back here, wow. Slamm Technologies, transformation with excellence. Free is here, baby, be around me and wow.
Make we chop small. Delight Coco.
Delight Coco, the authentic, original taste of African porridge. Available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Coco.
So we press the feature structure of the year. And then after we call them unique laser whitening. Unique laser whitening, our toothpaste was from Kwan. So did you choose here and ma was saying a year fita? Na a year fita no so no. Na a year and carbonic beer when no beer. Any tea stains, coffee stains, smoking stains beer. Unique laser whitening products. A baby in air free swammer, come. The only same product in me. Ubeto so. Na udi go or brush no so. Now the chuchu is in the swing na come out. Uria and grew a num. General Numusa. Into contact Unique Laser Whitening. Our 079-9979-2330. Unique Laser Whitening. Or say Muni Seso.
All right, ebusia for mama kwa ba SVTV Africa. So your friend DJ Nyame, me mo bi akwa ba o share live Mobi Akwaba. I want him say every Fridays be and thank God it's Friday. Every Fridays be and about 5:30 to 7 mene lawyer wisdom akaho wise man solicitors and a program. Na news ba Akwaba ne say you streaming TikTok for na say me so be brain na be na mo share a program with that. Na program we abu anko for be program be 3 years ni omo me di eche nya no abo mu bebre especially in UK omo Ghana mpeso mu ko UK ebi motimi ayo my application omo UK in krata some immigration we ni affiliates ni nyina no ewo ye de ba but obi mu na omo nimti no mo hwe ye wo omo hwe wo YouTube and Facebook they know into streaming live or a YouTube channel SVTV Africa. Samsung is streaming live or Facebook, so SVTV Africa. And at TikTok, mama share and so SVTV Africa. If I'm DJ Nyame, like your page na share na follow yen. Ope say ubisa lawyer question bia mama share debia de omo bisa lawyer question na lawyer yi omano mama UK wa Ghana wa outside UK outside Ghana baby awo bia no and I be the UK in Como. Until bit me be a question. But also share TikTok now, but so join here. I'll bet me join with YouTube page in SVTV Africa. Also send no questions about comment section. Also be lawyer be one time no do and no so yeah the two screens so no lawyer you are no into share what TikTok I more akwa baba the page no say SVTV Africa mami go straight na me ne lawyer wisdom akaho wise man solicitors or painful back up champion man or London or UK ho ai me ne ba be din komo lawyer where's all
yo efonama
me phone I phone
my phone
lawyer and I me chow surprise back mama TikTok for no better unka
I know.
Said YouTube ni yete unka ni Facebook ni yete unka but this time me no ka say TikTok for no so yete unka live on TikTok sisi ya me no ka say
That's beautiful.
YouTube ni Facebook dey any more that but TikTok for I feel the big baby hu enti lawyer wisdom aka lawyer what about there we live che obi a na ene topic ni eba be discuss no feel ni nyina wom ene ombeti enka omo first time be show no ombeti unka ombeti feel ni nyina ene over to you tio
DJ me dance oho ye there
nyango pado me oye
good, you're looking good as always.
As always man
Yeah, my boy you in Ukraine ya na ekumi serious.
Hey lalas this be lalas
my try 7 years yeah but still been to it. Yeah.
Lalas no
I try hard.
my kind madam to be those days near young near bano oh to we say drew ko friend say ko to drew no dey here ni ha oh say drew we buy mo say then na den I say o person nyemi wa say me say masa you know rich right now we no cry high yen cry we no I say high ya na person e ka ka na fu high no prick digidi
Anyway.
Akwala o prick person ye pay
Yeah, growing old, yeah.
Onyi so na person ya akwala so akwala ndi otimi nye da
Yeah, we don't say it's here for near for in this week they are fast. I can see the week has really run very fast. I mean, for some of us, but we thank God for everything. Yo, DJ, and then one or two updates. Then we go straight to the main thing. The first one is that when I'm saying, of course, your name. So now financial requirements, now it was 18,600, and I'm going to call 29,000 pounds. That was in April 11th April 2014. Sorry, 2024. But Labour by almost set up a committee. Say there is a committee mark. Say Conco assesses say 29,000 pounds no keeping wo ana fan cost through ana brand down. As for down, then you this everybody down. Now up to June 2025. Until June 2025, and as our reports no ebeba. And to make us a uye ubi our personal application map we and our kuno. Nasika wunyano and nam just the borderline of 29,000 pounds. A better say ubay application and and sana sa report nebeba because report neba pe na a say among fanko 30,000 not 35,000 any actually say for a very long time no. And yeah, idea we and now no or to me abba. So that is for our information. The report will be out in June 2025. And then 17th January to January the Yankasa and the Anya March, April, May, June. So in 5 months' time, the report will be out. Set. When them set Sika Wonyano. And so in case Amukomasu from even 29,000 to 30,000 and now 32, 33, then this is the best time set over your application or the Uyiri and Aukuno Ediaba and some reports no Abba. And here point number 1. Number 2, Yanim said Home Office, report omudi aba proposal say an application the increment of home office fees. Lay the proposal before Parliament. And here, under BBI friend of Immigration and Nationality Fee Amendment Order 2025. Immigration and Nationality Fee Amendment Order 2025. The proposals now at the accord to Parliament. Now the Home Office our duty to raise fees or to make money or take application fees, and that is done by say a application as be application either in the UK or from outside the UK. Or be application say or bar. There's a fee you have to pay, and no, and a Home Office almost every year no omutum na hona omunya omusika efi. See, the Home Office can say they want to raise additional 111 million pounds. Additional 111 million pounds in addition to the whatever budget or whatever amount they already have. So they can sponsor or they can take care or make payments of Home Office workers to run the Home Office without reliance on public funds or without relying on additional money from the government wallet. Right? And on increase fees up to different amounts. But they want to raise 111 million pounds. They want to raise 111 million pounds to support the Home Office budget or the government budget, 111 million pounds. And because of that, Home Office fees are going to go up. The dates are Omodewakono ye name, but Nyoma can say it will be increased as soon as possible. It will be increased as soon as they have the go ahead from Parliament or as soon as parliamentary time allows. So Home Office fee is going to go up. Again, who application be our person yeah. So what qualifier any year? Men trying and ma amount to manzana what application application. I say these changes will allow the Home Office to increase the maximum fee that can be charged on a range of immigration and nationality products and services as part of efforts to reduce the reliance of migration and border system on taxpayers' funding. So, almost percent wow we application no wow person bet na UK ha no wow person odi obusuafo no ba wo and SSA utia sika no not taxpayers sika omutia. No, they don't want to go into the coffers, the taxpayers' coffers, and take money to support applications or to support the Home Office and say they are going to increase application fees. Now, I'll just mention a few. Let's see, employers sponsoring workers on skilled worker and other visa routes will face a significant fee hike for certificate of sponsorship, COS, and replacement sponsor worker SAW process. Current sponsor fee for fee of 239 will increase to 525 pounds. So current sponsorship fee COS current sponsorship fee is 239. This will increase to 525. While the 25 fee for temporary worker and some other sub-routes will rise to 55. So it is going to change from 25 to 55, and it's going to change from 239 to 525 for COS. And then it goes on to say electronic travel authorization is going to increase from 15 pounds to 16 pounds. That is £1. Ubibaka say £1 is saying but Just imagine if 1 million people are paying £1, that is £1 million. So it's a lot of money. So that is it. And it goes on to say, so ETA, electronic travel authorization, electronic travel authorization will rise from £15 to £16, introduced in autumn 2023, with an initial chargeable fee of £10. So that is it. Now, the increase is anticipated to generate an additional 140 million for the Home Office by 2025-2026. So this increment, even though initially it says 111 million additional income by 2025-2026, they hope that it will increase to 140 million. So the 111 is unestimated, but in actual fact, they expect to have about 140 million pounds. 140 million pounds. That is a lot of money, but they would get it because they will distribute it over different fees. No, obi ba or the yiri ba over trebi or the niba eba over trebi, obi ba as a student over trebi, obi eba as care worker over trebi, obi eba charity worker over trebi. And the omoba chicha mo obi kitten over share na 140 million no na omonsa aka. And so DJ unim sem crop away there. Oh my dream said I'm virginity. Ubwa ukos ruba from I'm virgin 140.
Crop on almost just free a hard do. It's almost nobody do be back up. Eh? Almost Jessica free a hard do. Eh?
And no dear, Mejitum.
One to budget, to moody money abesi, almost mobile chrome, or no more chrome or foreigners, or no moody money, see almost so.
So I'm going to say environments amount for Weber. Amount for Weber. Would you call the Indian still no amount for Weber? A hundred, the woman say a area they can't lose. I don't think I also the air for honor. Who could increases taxation and taxes here? Among for Okrum by noise, but Obi officer about Okrum dear, would you find who are officer about and they give options and so that is where they are making a lot of money from. Unfortunately, it is the immigrants who is going to suffer, and that is what unfortunately it is. And to Osha say proposal number one said the cost of applying for British citizenship will increase from 1,500 to 1,605 pounds. I don't know maintains here because I sample at that 1,630 pounds. So it means that the 1,500 is going to go to 1,605 pounds. So almost the 105 pounds account. And the ceremony fee, and also the account. And before we finish everything, the Upasawaji British citizenship, about 1,735 pounds. And the application fee Nankasan Kasanoya, 1,005, almost 1,605. Now, almost the ceremony fee, Sir Unya Asitnano and I grant you a nationality, British citizenship, as a so-called swear and I'll call affirmation. Sir ceremony now will call as a so chair a fee of 130 pounds. And no anchor near Omudi increment ever. And she said a fee 1,500 to 1,605. A fair Omudi ceremony fee on so about the Kaho Mejidi not amanako higher than what it is now. So let's take note of that. And I'm saying naturalization as a British overseas territory citizen will rise from £1,000 to 1,070, remaining within the existing fee maximum. These adjustments are projected to add 18 million to Home Office revenue by 2025-2026. And the nationality, British citizenship, no, they expect to get 18 million pounds from the Home Office nationality. Among person by a British citizen, they expect to get 100 and they expect to get 18 million pounds from a honor. Then other ones say obi ewo Ghana say see government assistant obi a British citizen or person okoye bibi wo Ghana na position a open no just say or renouncing a British citizenship or renouncing a British citizenship now with me this position in the government. So uyo obi sa and you want to renounce your citizenship and no ever cut from 450 pounds to 482 pounds. It's going to go from 450 to 482. It means almost 32 pounds at their account. Amendment to citizenship certificate. Maximum fee increase from 400 to 428 pounds. Now, assuming when you're British citizenship now, and now there's an error, there's a mistake on it. Now, Ukako Amendia is going to change from 400 to 428 pounds. Review of decisions, administrative reviews. Say, why application be not on refusal? Who can already call back to the Home Office to review it, and now it's going to change from 450 pounds to 482 pounds. Right of abode documentation. Just we are British citizen. Who are British citizenship? Now so who use British passport? ABA who use Ghana passport. British who use Ghana passport by the you be a friend right of abode the same amount. I just said we are British. Now so who use British passport. Not any friend right of abode. My main see hobium. We are British, one naturalization, one naturalization. ABA Obano would do 2.5 years never yet. After 2.5 years, no, another 2.5 years. When you're indefinite, who does super Ghana passport? After a naturalization application, you're here to say you're a British citizen. And to work on ceremony, no, work on swear. The amount so certificate ne say we are British citizen. Now so 1% ubeji British passport. Even though so class certificate na say we are British no, wonya enkoji British passport. Ukra certificate no. Ubetimi di akọ na di stamp esi wo passport mo say we are British. Now so wonya NG British passport. And no any your friend say right of abode. Right of abode. Actually say we are British. Now so we use a for passport. And I'm sit na sit no passport much say we are British citizen. And no any your friend right of abode. No. Oh no, ever increase it from it's gonna increase from 550 pounds to 589 pounds, and also only 49 pounds at the account. Obibaka say extra, but kakra 2 pounds here, 5 pounds here, 30 pounds here, 28 pounds here, over share na omwanya omo 140 million pounds. No, so those are some of the changes omodi eba. So let's watch and see as we go along. Say the changes niba, we will let you know. But my advice is, if you have an application to make, please make it if you are eligible to make it before the changes and the increments come. Before the changes and the increments come. Now, department intends to increase sponsorship fees. I've talked about that. It's going to go up. Sponsorship fees is going to go up, and then of course COS fees is going to go up. Current maximum fee for citizenship will go up, and also fee and other related fees would also go up. So please take note of that. British citizenship will go up. Review of decision related to immigration and nationality will go up from 450 to 482. And again, decision in connection with an immigration application currently is at £8. In terms of review, admin review is going to go up. And also other fees, I haven't seen anything with regards to marriage, etc., etc. But we will see the full list of changes that will take effect. So that is for your information. The Home Office is going to increase their fees. Only there are two before Parliament. As soon as the approval comes, it will come into effect, and then we will let you know. But usually a year, April And side changes see about the start of the financial year, the 6th of April, usually start time na ayana started. And let's all be alert and aware. DJ, my name said
Okay. So, me my own questions na answer. So, first time I'll share what TikTok near. I want to share what YouTube there. Nim sa deal with that. Me say comment questions be crabba. But first time I will share what TikTok live near. Me den lawyer wisdom akaho and a program. Yes, that's a program wa chepa. So first time we need bosunia. But upeso join here. No questions the upeso ubisana. Comment section ubetimi there to until the obe say ubetimi ahwe your YouTube page SVTV Africa. Ko a profile page no so a link ne da obi ya be bia obehu say YouTube ne beba na obetimi drop it or comment. So I've got TikTok as it mean to me fan to screen so man. But YouTube and answer more Facebook. So omonim the omo the two comment section obey you one. Very question be obey bitano obey you one. We there UK and our Ghana na bibi chiri wadwin so obey bitano. How bitano obey you one of champion man obey you one. Enti lawyer when we there I can questions na answer. O say na yen share the reason tia adikuntia you refuse in for visas.
yes.
And under the UK law, any EU law no so.
Yes.
Yeah, but amount for. And you know some neighbor.
And 1 year Babaka and
I can't before into almost more TikTok they new amount. But
Yeah.
I say I can't for somewhere last year and the last 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, down in it's EU for any other omomuni Ghana for mojo. The reason why I bouncing me visa near. It's lawyer. Now
we are about you that so they embarrass you that and say we are
treating me very bouncing visa near. Over to you.
But for you for the first, if you are back down to the UK for the immigration rules. No. UK have 2 different laws and are governing in terms of immigration. Yet that's so under the EU rules, no appendix EUSS and are under immigration rules. And to make just a few things why I choose the EU for no applications, not area they are called the media. So EU, we are EU name or EU passport. A fain at Uber UK too late. So Uber UK so but now is too late because of Brexit and because of Brexit. So Uber about now krum ha it will be refused. Uber do we now we application. Uber me about as a visitor. But so Uber do we now we application so Uber utna krum ha the application will be refused because Brexit was 31st of December 2020. 31st of December 2020 at 11 p.m. That is when UK fee and it's only UK at that time and now before the 31st of December 2020. Now only evidence behind just not UK 6 months before you and why application your application will be refused. Meaning, send probably any about this, but for the sake of more TikTok listening, I'm just going to go over this. So that is one. Who cry EU passport? A friend of Wapa, and I buy after the after the 31st of December 2020, and no, the application will be refused because there is no evidence to show that you were in the UK. It will be refused. That is for EU nationals. Number 2, so we are EU name na afei na wakwako ware will be from Ghana and anywhere in the world. Na afei na udinuba na uye application under the EU law now. Your application will be refused 100%. So ukra EU passport. Na wako ware. And now in our worry, and last year, and 2 years ago, and a worry. And now, a friend na udi wirene and our air that application will be refused if you make the application under the EU law. Nientia, it will be refused, Nisa, because the date of the marriage is not before the 31st of December 2020. You cannot go under the EU law. If the date of the marriage is after 31st of December 2020 or the 1st of January 2021 onwards, just use UK law, not the EU law. Still, make us say, nipa bebre eda so yes mistake. And even though we EU passport, we worry and now we application under the EU law, straight away the application will be refused. So take note of that. So I have mentioned one, EU near Waba after 2020. Only evidence and now before then. Ukwa after December 30, 2020, we application it will refuse if you have no evidence. Number two, if you married, even though you are an EU national, you married after 31st of December 2020. Now we have application under the EU law now, it will be refused because from time UK, if you we are no longer using applications or family relations that came after that date. And so using UK law, not EU law, it will be refused. If you use UK law, you have a chance. If you use EU law, 100%, it will be refused. Number three, we are a family member of an EU national. Ebia ubano, ubaye as a student. Ubaye as a student. Ubano udi upapa ding etu application form neso. Also papa your friend opening kwejo meeno. Wabedu UK hano. Went to me and co school no. One co school no nti. Obi aka kire wo se. Ubetumi I application based on upapa ana u grandfather oye EU national. Remember sir, upapa ubano edina udi two application form no so. Wabedu highway also application based on upapa oye EU no. Edin ben na upapa ekura wo kroma and edin ben na udi application answer na uba. Uba no application form so usu papa openyin kwojo me no. Wabedu ha no person application based on obi a oye EU name your friend yaw answer. How is that possible? So papa yaw answer. Aden na one fa yaw answer antu application form no so answer na waba. Odi kojo me no ne too so. Wabedu ha no usu papa your friend yaw answer. It will not work. It will be refused. Okay? It will be refused. Me hunsu bebre se na saying ebinom application so why a student 1 year student why a student then untimi go school nti ya cancel and I revoke into switch EU no so your grandfather your friend is saying that is first papa your friend is saying that is two and mama your friend is saying mama enfie be na wadi and our grandfather now so ye no so enfie say na wadi ebia grandfather now so ye no we see wadi 65 years. Papa nso wodi ni den eto set application form no so no. Ono nso wedi 55 years. And you person we kire me say, papa no any grandfather no grandfather di 10 years and papa. Because grandfather now basic application one is so no. Wedi 65. Papa na wodi ni details ato application form no so ba no so. Ono nso di 55. You person we kire me say your grandfather was 10 years old when he gave birth to your father. And son of papa so ebewo. And no, these are complications. And if any na home office applique say you are not honest. Dishonesty. In other words, credibility. Na abem no more so normal and they refuse your application. And no, any they refuse a lot of claiming say EU family members no. They refuse application. Pay attention to that and please be careful not to do adia enye papa because they be amiba. They say don't get yourself involved in this sort of thing. Ukoye refuse here record na koda ho. Nti echina bi so onya proper and legitimate or genuine relationship pumpua one shana and uncle affect your application. So please take note of that. We are students who buy here went to be uncle school now. Per kwan foforɔ bi legitimately na faji asitna. Saa you for na omu eye no. Saa you application na omu ye no. Enya idea ebeboa because if we should add the details, it won't help you. Messi subium. So also umami papa any you ni na. Umami we didn't feel saying. Ni papa nso we didn't feel saying. Calculate the age gap between your grandfather and any umami no. She said, how old was your grandfather when he gave birth to your mom? But who bear the difference was 8 years. It's not possible. In 2 years, the application will be refused. So please take note of that. The next one here, we are using eba uwa Ghana upesa uba. So what the more than 21 years as I said, we are a friend DNA and yet compulsory, but ever case to show say there's a relationship between wu and papa. Reason why that is the case. UK for requires sex, say wu oba abofra and wu obia, I mean can say and then if you know and papa. Say wu obia as a set origin birth certificate within 1 year. 12 months no as a set birth certificate issue. So birth certificate ni by after 12 months a chere say ana it's a mom dream say bia abofra no enye wo ba. Adenti na omo dream sa because emofra ni bia ba krom ha omo ba report it to home office to social services say papa ya odi mi aba no onye me papa mami ya odi mi aba no onye me maame na social services for akofifi nsemo person no mo check mo aye investigations no mo ebia be ho say ampa papa we abofra no ene ne nyenye but na onye ni papa eba ni sign na papa ni din akoda abofra ni birth certificate so eba ni sign na maame ni din akoda abofra ni birth certificate so eba sa e kire se wono papa cases are almost Ghana for your birth certificate in tomb. Say after 12 months, because someone say Abia will be there, will be back, and I will know with the account who said, and I will do with the account to say, oh yeah, uba. Because of anointing, as I said, who would say, yes, birth certificate no nan say na egie nan so abofra no oye meba eno nti ma ye DNA me di kire wo say abofra no oye meba eno nti even though birth certificate is very recent or very new, the DNA cannot go wrong. DNA kire say abofra no oye meba eno nti mumfa sitran emma no nti say we are more than 21 years now we are family member of an EU national. Make sure, sir, in addition to the birth certificate, the weighing card, your DNA account, maka, it is not compulsory. Upa, and a we upa, manya, but the 1 year, number refuse application. We yet number refusing poor, with the Coco, who are good chance, ube winning. But 1 year, almost 100% say application will be refused. With the court and so 1 year supporting documents account application may be refused. So that is maybe your appeal may be dismissed. So you're taking note of the honor. Into you follow what we are using by after Brexit, application will be refused because we need evidence that there's an UK before the Brexit and you haven't made the application before the end date or the time you are supposed to make it. That is one. Number two, we are using what worry after 31st of December 2020, yeah, the UK mra and never share, not EU mra. A B so a yes mistake na any refuse one. Number three, we are students are ubano, we see ubaba school, what about one to school. Will be a cultural say for your application based on EU name, You in your busiania, mankoye, because ukoya, we say sika bebre, and other application fee, IHS fee, and all possible fees that may be associated with the application. It will be refused because you cannot prove say you know your papa, umame, grandmother, and our grandfather. The application will be refused. And no until a year refuse EU for applications. The next one is EU for omoma more than 21 years. Why application man say omra UK ha. The birth certificate no enra and our koji and an answer ukoji birth certificate. Ebasa it will be refused unless with the evidence of DNA at the account, its application will be refused. Apart from an also, the you refuse EU for applications be brainy say, and our application be brainy say. The evidence of dependency. We say we are dependent, and our papa and ensure one fat money transfer one chese out in the fee, one chese ne Uko hospital or no nature. One just tenancy, ebia accommodation a woman, and you have a fee now on a renty a man. One just hospital on a child fees. One just school fees on a child fees. Child fees. Sunday may not just you have not proved that you are dependent on the EU national. You should show dependency. Apart from relationship, you must also show dependency. Because you are more than 21 years, as I said, you are dependent on the EU national. So one faster evidence here acquire, the application will be refused. It will be refused. Not may be refused, but it will be refused. And until I make us say, Uber application here, please provide all the supporting evidence. Relationship, dependency evidence to support your application. Now, EU for Bana under 21 years now. So, again, birth certificate na nansaya na ukoji here, then I would advise you say, bomoding na eye DNA nefa ka ho. Eye na nipa bebre esro DNA. I can understand because ebiakoya results no have not been very helpful. It's been negative. Yehun bida, yetie bida, yakan bida, yehun pebre. Se obi ahwe ne ba 25 years. Wakoye DNA so de ne ba na kire se enye ne ba. And then nipa bebre empek DNA hasam. Nanso se open so your application manipa, then of course you have to do it to support your application. Let's also bear in mind say the rules Home Office for ankasa amra ekire se enye compulsory to provide DNA, and they cannot ask for DNA. They cannot ask for DNA, and it is not compulsory to provide DNA. But etime bua wankasa wo case no say upese udi kan to show sampa abufre eya. So these are some of the reasons that I'm refusing EU for applications. Another reason for refusing EU for application any documents are omodika applications. Niawo krom hanam na what the documents be bia your friend is saying utility bill, water and a gas. Home Office for beko check ya hwese. Sa document ya wudi abey papa and anya papa. So omo ko check na papa ene woni asam. But say enye papa omo gina so na omo di refuse application. Because abia will be no or by just at the verge of the Brexit. We need documents be brave and so ko ye bibi edi kire se and I saw the evidence e kire se what tikrom ha na woma documents be ako the generated edi support application. Home Office will go back to check. A BT they'll call BT to check. The water biller they will check. Thames Water they will check. If it is telephone bills they will check to make sure say it's a genuine document. Of course, sometimes tenancy agreement cry to me I check it with the agency and other agents are omuleti property no at the mouth. But so the fake document cry there's a one woman here refusing for application. And no, there's one reason why EU applications, a lot of them are being refused. So bear that in mind. So I think I've spoken quite enough on the EU for. There's a lot more, but let me go quickly to the UK for now. Now,
before UK for no, sana meka and because of
TikTok.
TikTok, I'm going to that much about a program where every Fridays no, and the mesra will say they discussing bia about we refuse and we are near the COS for no so in seminar betuda.
Mate.
Any website na also me alcohol the ebi mu nim sa information TikTok there a wobon sa man kasa obebre omo misleading nkofo bebre wo me hu bebre nti o de fila na wo mbia no fama omo ene na me nse beboa omo ma stranded bebre no nti o hwe what make sure so be share live we am onua bi o UK an ho akere no wako room COS open switch open say ejuma ni ho ni ade bi na follow your YouTube because enye de bia na obehu ya open so bisa lawyer question bia okọ your YouTube page obeti ade ya live on YouTube obetimi ahwe wo question bia open so bisa na dey to comment section ho time no do your time ya you reading go for questions no answer mo nti se be ya YouTube mo wo question bia open so bisa e be boa o share mo obi so a e be boa o share wo YouTube o share wo Facebook o share wo TikTok a share live we na information no enkom ko for asum no muntu anamo na bebre lawyer yenti aso
me da say enti de ye me da say pa say memma more details for the YouTube for no na omotume ehunia koso. Thank you all the YouTubers, you are welcome. Now Adentina ya refuse bebre under the UK law, that is the immigration rules. No, why are a lot of people refuse under the immigration rules? Number one, it's quite a lot, but I would point out a few to us. Then that will help us to know what to do and what not to do. First of all, yakasa about use of false documentations. Your application now using false documents, your application will be refused and you'll be banned for 10 years. If you don't want to be banned for 10 years, don't use fake documents. And that's a reason why some people are refused. The next thing is, that a minimal, well, I'm just checking the, all right, that's fine. Good. So, who person your application? As I said, who identify the category of application or person we. So, who your application as a student identify it. Make sure so you meet the requirements under the student route. How many points have you scored for English? How many points have you scored for maintenance and everything? Make sure you meet all the requirements. A BN before they make the application. Have you met the 28-day rule for the financial requirements? As a student, you have to take your time and meet that. Otherwise, your application it will be refused. That is under the immigration rules. Another reason, Home Office refuses a lot of applications under the UK rules, and you say, if the government or the Secretary of State has directed that you should be excluded from the UK. Some people have been directed, or the Home Office has directed some people to be excluded from the UK. On what grounds or on what basis? ABI associated with some organizations that is not seeking the interest of the UK. Such people can be excluded from the UK. Normally, Ghanaians we don't have such problems. We don't have these terrorist-related activities. Mostly not. The idea has to do with papers in terms of financial requirements and everything. So make sure you meet it and you are not a subject of exclusion. The next one is obia oil subject of deportation. You will be refused. Wabekrom ha, ye money bebre, ye dioma bekrom ha, ye from born again. Uwa Ghana, upapa diwaba, umami diwaba, nanso, nyama nkuye, aswadi abem, anonte, wono, wo, indefinite na wenyano, has been revoked, and Home Office wants to deport you. If you make any application, very likely it will be refused. Unless, say, you have family ties, you have a child, you have a spouse, etc., etc. Otherwise, it is also a ground, Home Office, and they refuse a lot of applications. The next one is your presence in the UK is non-conducive to the public good because of your character. Usubainti, Home Office can refuse you application. Now, paragraph 320 of the immigration rules now, it outlines the basis on which, or the grounds on which, the Home Office is able to refuse applications. Criminality. So, Uya Obi, what criminal record? Say, the criminal record is not to the extent where you have even been sentenced to imprisonment. Again, the Home Office, it was our record now. Your application number refuse it because you have criminal record. Number to me refuse it application and so. And now you've been convicted to 12 months or more. 12 months in prison, your application will be refused. A basis on which the Home Office will refuse your application. Now, let me count down to near it relates to us more. As for the terrorism and those ones, mostly we don't really get too much into that problem. But the main ones earlier, fake marriage. So Home Office and who said awarena a sham marriage or false marriage and a fake marriage. I'm going to make they refuse your application. Now, a beden and on beden anyone who say application a fake marriage and a sham marriage. So Home Office as suspect is documents via Wudiaba and I send you a application form so it doesn't add up. I'm going to invite you for interview. So uko interview now and some are overcome and then some are banebekano. So NCC the application will be refused because there is inconsistency in the information I work and information now Obano Aircano. Home Office will refuse that application. If it is fake or sham marriage, false marriage, I know a better basis for the refusal. And you can be banned from coming to the UK for getting involved in sham marriage. I don't say, so what worry, make sure that the documents that will support your application, all the documents are genuine. You have evidence to prove that it's a genuine relationship. The pictures, the WhatsApp communication, the content of the WhatsApp communication. Uko kika about sikasam, and I would make say, and I went here, and you mean your way, would is sabi be sadi qua. One I will catch on say relationship no, and you're genuine. And you're genuine. And you're in the economy. And you're pen on what say, hold the maker, one Jamaica, me my own abroach, and this on your manamano, and I dear Nameto, send over Jame. Sanyamano WhatsApp communication one. Clearly, who catch them and the Home Office for say, Wawareno, and yet genuine relationship. A honor, original so I can say it's a sham marriage. Omo refuse you. Yeah, near home baby. Omo Phyllis, bet me on my application. Now, Maka fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But make sure, sir, the content of your application, the content of your communication, idea, and implicate you, sir, while na papa no, and your genuine relationship. So that is one reason here, intimidate a refusing the Bible brain. Very, very important. Interviews. So we call for interviewer. make sure say once someone be can so ban say white or be man say white or ban say yellow a yellow. Na in that case, it says we are worried for ampa and yes sham marriage na mo getting involved in. So that is that. The next reason anti refusing the false representation. Maka Ramasa Kedio. Bank statements no any proper bank statement. Ana a proper bank statement in poor. Sikana ewo account mono. Nya wo si no enye genuine. A false. A fake. Based on a no home office. But to me, I refuse application. False bank statement. And now obi bank statement are genuine. Would you acquire application? Nipa no onim say ampa would the documents acquire application. So home office for free na amo final say the documents are with the air call. Nipa ni dear, now so nipa no enim say would the qua and no would lead to a refusal. False document and no can lead to a ban for 10 years. And now pay slips now with the econo and your genuine pay slip. A reason for the home office to refuse your application. Very important. Maka about WhatsApp communication. Picture now with the application no set when mamia worry and your proper picture. Me see and your proper picture. What I mean is and your genuine picture. What go for body dear, I go for wood dear, and I would dear boom, and I was trying to photo from. I just said near one no we together. Home, your application will be refused. And a lot of people have their applications refused because of these false documents now. Very important. Build your account well, use the correct documents, use the correct pictures, use the correct certificates, and also it will support your application. A lot of people I have seen, I have read, and they say, all the certificates be account applications one and your papa. It be a marriage certificate. When them say what worry that. Now so on the new marriage certificate no, we say one worry that. Home office and so a record say what worry that. I don't think because you provided false information, false representation. If you've been married before, say you've been married before, divorced, and remember marriage certificate. Say you are single, not checks. No say you've been married before, the application will be refused. And that is one reason why the Home Office will refusing people's application. False representation again. Why your application be that? You refuse your application because if you're not second account, unless you can so. Who person call application and what application for? Your visa will say, have you been refused application in the last 10 years? We say David, straight away your application will be refused because false representation. One kind of crano and the say we are odada for when you no for and one of your travel application when you refuse it and you'll be banned. You will banned 10 years. When to remember UK have when you no for when to remember UK have false representation. Why application that we see when you be that you will refuse it. School certificate. When you say school certificate in your woody is a false certificate. Now so would they are to support the application. I know I'm going to better me now so now would they refuse or application and you'll be banned for 10 years for using a false document to support your application. Marker and American so again previous breach. If you have been refused before, you cannot say you have not been refused before. Particularly say Home Office want to make you can't dodge it. With fingerprint now I call my system for a very long time. A young can say 10 years or less or 5 years. Don't be deceived. Once I have the details have been captured, it would lead to a refusal. So can say when your application be sada. Another very important reason me person mema obi atene say what about Chrome as a visitor? What about UK as a visitor? Uba yeno. Who call NHS? Why use the NHS? We use the NHS. Your more bill, say to your bill, no invoice of £1,000, £2,000, £3,000. When chia and a ugani call chromo. Now, I feel here another application to come back to the UK. If you owe the NHS an amount of £500 or more, and you have not paid, you've been invoiced and you have not paid, where application it will be refused. Mamin Sisubio, Ubaha as a visitor, Wakako use NHS. Na yamo invoice. Say wono, you have used the NHS. Yamo invoice £500, £600, £1,000, £2,000. Na when chia, we janiako, a favor bar. Because when just as a canante, it will be used against you. You will be refused because you owe the NHS more than £500. That would be refused. The application will be refused. And the NHS car, Bomoding, Netria, or Musikan Emma. Untimi enjoying at one goal, come to payment plan, an agreement with the NHS. Come into an agreement with the NHS, and then you can be paying the money down gradually. So £100 no bet me a month, please agree with them. And £50, agree with them. And £25, agree with them, but make sure you keep up with your payment. As long as you have an agreement with the NHS and you keep up with your payment, you should be fine. Please, men use the NHS and they invoice you and then you run away without paying. It will come back to bite you. So Uber UK. It's a reason why a lot of people's applications are refused from outside the UK and even in the UK, unless only one more payment plan agreement before you will be able to progress with your application. If you have NHS debt of £500 or more, please make sure you pay. Otherwise, it will affect your application. The next one, unpaid litigation debt. What bakrom ha? What court? One lose the case now. Home office, abisa for cost. Now court and they say, okay, you should pay the home office £500 and not £200. One chair. Either so you can offer outside na ever. And how your application be that? Your amount say cost to pay. When chair, say your application for fraud and your grounds for refusal. You ever refuse to say you owe litigation debt. Wako dear some wedding kuku yes it car. When chair, I feel person somebody you can have. You ever refuse your application. And to car clear that debt, litigation debt. A lot of people don't have any litigation debt issues because I think we're not over the UK the first time. Who sound profono, only problem. When you use the NHS, use the NHS, who sign panel, only problem. And now when you any application before, who sign panel, only problem with false representation. So these are some of the reasons why Home Office refuse the application. Medical grounds, if you're urban or tuberculosis. What test nature? So you have tuberculosis, traces of it. It's not been treated. As long as you have not been cleared, we are application because of the risk of spreading that tuberculosis or that medical condition or that virus named it, the application will be refused on medical grounds. It's a ground where the Home Office can refuse the application. Now, younger UK, Niamaka Brain has to do with more outside the UK and they want to come to the UK. Younger UK, why does the Home Office refuse applications? One, documents are with your application. We'll say, your application based on Uyiri. Now, so when the documents be are in the same address, nothing in the same address. Wouldn't it be? At the end, it's just only urbanity. No gas, water, electricity, telephone bill, council tax, tenancy agreement, insurance, health insurance, or life insurance. Nothing together. Yes, sir, you haven't proved well enough, sir. You are living with the woman or the man. The application will be refused. anaasɛ waba as a visitor wo visa no wu wosi wɔahyia ɔbɛrima bi wɔ kurom ha waware no ɔbɛrima no oni ba a ne ba no yɛ under 18 a wo abɛyɛ abɔfra ne maame anaa stepmother, the application will be refused straight away because you haven't met the requirements of a person who meets the relationship requirements in the UK. It will be refused straight away. So what about visa ne what will buy evidence when I never come buy birth certificate, buy passport. I did just say we didn't go GP and I didn't go school. What's that evidence now? But media account na application no will stand a good chance of succeeding. So one fan can one in or lack of sufficient documents to support the application, lack of documents to support the application will be refused. I know one other reason why Home Office refuses a lot of people's application. Asylum and humanitarian grounds. What about secure asylum? Who person na krom ha? Who say we are gay or lesbian? We need evidence via from Ghana. I just said na and your life was at risk, or you were being prosecuted, or you stand the chance of being prosecuted. If you have no such evidence, we say Nkrophobia bull. Evidence no wahen, police report wahen. Again, I just said near Wokano, no cray. Say only evidence I would ever try. The application will be refused. The application will be refused. So, you need the evidence to support the application. You need the evidence to support the application. Without evidence, you have no case. Without supporting evidence, you have no case. So these are some of the reasons why applications are refused inside the UK. Wusu ubezi on ubano, unjilete from school and a GP to show that we are involved in the child's life, it will refuse. Now let me quickly go to COS issues. Nipa bebree abekrom ha based on the fact say amunya COS certificate of sponsorship edi aba UK ha say omo abaye dwuma ewo UK ha with either the healthcare companies etc. Unfortunately omo baye no there's been a lot of problems which we have discussed over this platform. Ebi employers no Home Office are revoking sponsorship license. Once Home Office are revoking sponsorship license no, once COS no is affected, a ban is prepare and leave the UK. Almost 60 days. Either so be a jumafufro and now ube a kwanfufro be regularizing your stay in the UK. A lot of people are stranded. Sir, you're revoking a sponsor's license. What you have to do is quickly look for another sponsor. Now a shift and now move from the current sponsor to the new sponsor. In that case, over to me akoso at na UK. And now se upeso ko school you can switch to become a student, pay school, pay your tuition fee, get your CAS letter, make an application, switch from the healthcare worker to become a student. You are in the UK, to be in the UK. You are revoking sponsorship license and I will see you as a nasa uoba krum ha to me application also based on ubano or your British citizen and ubana with this 7 years kromano to me ubana susu na would application in the UK. And now when it will be in a buyer when we an okru in a buyer do you in a relationship no I'll break it down obana ako wari before from wawuba and I'll worry and power uba into wafa niba crime so once wako uba and our worry before from onya wempo because we're sitting on the enye wente a possible set over to your switch and their cop we and our so and our balance. So that is also a possibility. This is for Omwamukra COS. You're revoking sponsorship license, and I am revoking COS now. These suggestions are for you. You can shift to your parent route, a partner route, another sponsor who is licensed, or as a student, or any other category that can be deemed fit for you. Not when you are sitting at home. That is very, very important. Now, your revoking with sponsorship license. Now, when you be aware, Home Office, my email address be said. But me contact this email no. But me send you an email address. So email address london.internationalrecruits@camden.gov.uk. London.internationalrecruits@camden camden.gov.uk. London.internationalrecruits. International recruits near one word. London.internationalrecruits@camden.gov.uk. London.internationalrecruits@camden.gov.uk. Email them your full name, date of birth, telephone number, address. Found the OPEC sponsorship license. Not wait to me. I'm movie. Ako. Omohono. I'm with me. Maybe my wa. They'll get your company. Now wait me. I switch it. Ediako. Omodianesu. Very important. And yes, sir, you'll be stranded. London.internationalrecruits@camden.gov.uk. Thank you so much, DJ, for putting it on the screen. Take a picture of it, and then you can also later type it out to them. The next one is we will be our sponsorship license. Now you're revoking sponsorship license, and now you're revoking COS now. Over to me, contact Bupa, BUPA. They are health service providers. Bupa, BUPA. Contact them. You have to be intentional about your search. When you're there, over here, if you are serious and if you really mean to stay in the UK, then you have to be very intentional about the whole thing and take it up. You have to be very intentional about it, take it up, and explore the options that are available to you. And yes, sir, your sponsorship revoked, your COS cancelled, you become illegal in the UK. Also, you can contact the NHS Direct. NHS Direct, I should just say, or more sponsorship license. Then you can take it up from there as well. NHS Direct, you can take it up from there as well. Very, very important. When you sponsorship, so briefly, I think I have exhausted the nuggets, the bits and pieces. There's small details, but for Neno, I think I've updated you as to what can be done. DJ, I think I want to take some questions before we conclude. Thank you very much. DJ, I'm here.
Lawyer.
Papa.
Aha. Me mama musu kakra.
Oh, so sorry.
Sa na tie ejuma ne de. Mo fa nchen. So, say mo share live on SVTV Africa, your platforms ni nyina so YouTube channel SVTV Africa, Facebook SVTV Africa, and the TikTok account. Mo share on TikTok. Because of information, very important information there. It's lawyer. So joining YouTube. Question be obisa lawyer. Me say questions be about comment section. Me the better screen so lawyer be answer. It will share on TikTok.
Before that, no, because some of the more Arab countries and so I can briefly.
Okay, yes, very important. That topic, you know. Now for any jumpa, me can say tweet somewhere last 2 years.
Yes.
More Arab countries are. Nim say this person ba Ghana and sana, person ba UK, but this office says ba Ghana and sana. With me about you, yes, catch possible. So bet me free about UK straight.
Thank you. Now, so over any of these Arab countries, UAE, Qatar, Dubai, etc., etc. Now, over UK, possible. So ubetumi afa ho direct straight aba UK. Here say ubeko Ghana and sign why application aba UK. But the requirement is say as a set legally. Yes, legally. So na se uni krata and only a sit na wo and you just say go back to your country before you come to the UK. But say ye juma e dia work permit construction company or mama work permit. I just for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Ye juma again ubetumi afa ho direct. We application na wa ba UK. Nti ebia wo yiri ewo UK, wonso wo Qatar. Wo ho no, ehia se wo Ghana, ansa na wakọ application aba UK. Once am worry evidence wo ho, there is a genuine relationship. WhatsApp messages, money transfer receipts, text messages, pay slips, bank statement from your wife here or your partner here. Everything shows. Pictures, marriage certificate. You bet me application number from a honor. Now with the UK straight. You don't have to go to Ghana before coming to the UK. That is Omwamuya and Juma on work permit. And as a student, then you have the right to apply to come to the UK. One year another school UK ha. 1 year admission, which you fees. Yamo CAS no CAS no. Also let me application as a student without having to go back to Ghana. Now, why application if you Eddie Abaha and also possible, but you have to meet the requirements for a student coming to the UK. And now, who UK as a visitor, who UK. So, sit now again as a house help, as a cleaner, as a nurse, as a, let's say, a care worker, as a construction worker, as a driver, as an engineer, as an IT technician. Once you can apply UK. You are coming as a visitor. Ubano invite. Once you book Airbnb or you book your hotel, once you can prove someone booking hotel, have enough financial base, you have enough in your account, you have enough to assign a without reliance on public funds or without recourse to public funds, and you would go back to the country. You are able to make an application. You do not need a visa invite from anybody if you have what it takes in terms of funds. And actually say application to come and visit the UK, to visit the Stonehenge, to visit London Eye, to visit the Houses of Parliament, the London Aquarium, the Buckingham Palace, different places of interest, to see the Tower Bridge, to see the London Bridge, to see different places of interest. So you want to have a boat ride, you want to have a bus ride, tourist bus rides in London, as a visitor from any of these Arab countries to the UK for visits. But make sure your evidence is solid, your account is solid. What made the letter from your employer and so actually say when you're in this construction company as a foreman or as an engineer, Uber for holiday, with that, you are able to proceed with your application, so whether you can directly. But so not only as it's now, and it say what worry UK employ just Usanko Chrome Ghana, what application if you hope and Sanwaba UK. So these are some of the requirements set to me about. It is possible. You don't have to go to Ghana. By all means, it is possible to do it directly from the Biawano, UK, if we are sitting and all the other requirements are satisfied. Meho and I met a lot of issues. Even we say, my contact will be UK or say or your agent. ɔse menyɛ wei mayɛ ɔse ɔbɛma ma ba UK ma mente ne nka biom ɔse ɔbɛma me so and so ɔbɛpɛ school ama me ɔbɛpɛ adwuma ama me anti mayɛ amammerɛ no a ɛsɛ sɛ meyɛ no say me hu ne biom. Be very, very, very careful because yeah, now people in Crawford say more Arab country or more sika. One share or be ebedu sika kwa. And to be very careful. So do it the right way. Seek legal advice. Speak to a lawyer. Say udi sika for be su. Say onye bibi M1 no. I will not subscribe to that, and I will not recommend that. Be sure that whoever you are dealing with is genuine. Say agency. Do with the agency. Say ombakase chiasika ansani ye chao bibino. I will say no. And at chiasika ansani ye bibiamono. I will say please don't. Because a nipa a genuine or ye bibiamawa. One kind to say chiasika. Say and I say and I for deposit say to her ansana or no balance you say it's creating a lot of problems for people. I've seen it, I've heard it, I have read it. It's too much going on. So please, let's be a little conscious. Na yamfa your uncle share fraudulent people and the crooks and some na omankuji yesika kakra yewono. So DJ, that has to do with the people in the Arab countries and so I'm now ready to take the questions if there are any. Good evening, Nana Yabafo. I am a care worker dependent being in the UK for 1 year and some months. Now, my daughter also dependent. Oh, yes, the question is not complete, so you can add it. You can add the rest for me, please. Okay, Quincy Galaxy, hi. Good day, my brother. Okay, my daughter has got. Okay, my daughter has got her visa now, and her biological father is a British citizen. On holidays in Ghana, can he come with her? If so, should I and my husband give the father consent letter before he can come with the child? That is not a problem at all. Say, Abufani Papa is a British citizen or Ghana at the moment. Say, Oba, Obetumidi, Libana Abba. Ne ba no ɛbɛyɛ a ma ne nkora ne birth certificate no nti sign abofra ne birth certificate no ɛma ne papa a ɔwɔ Ghana anaa copy of it mpo nti that is very important. The next thing is ɛbɛyɛ sɛ wo ne wo kunu woma a letter of consent sɛ I because abofra no ɛnyɛ ne papa hɔ na ɔba wo ne wo kunu nkyɛn and to woma letter of consent for the father to travel with the child. Because overdo airport now will be bisa questions one shall create issues. Even though any papa and the application the man a wolf and wook no I don't say give the father a letter of consent to travel with the child to the UK to you. So yes, please go ahead and do that. Kwesi Galaxy, hi. Lawyer and DJ, yes, good evening, Kwesi Galaxy. I work in the US, but my wife and child are in Ghana. I have a job in the UK that allows me to bring dependents. Can they join me in the UK? And what is the visa process like? Yes. So, Papa Kwesi, if you are in the US and you have a job in the UK, yes, you can go to the UK and commence your work. Once you are there, over to me an application for your wife and your child to join you in the UK as dependents of either a skilled worker or dependent of a sponsored worker under tier 2. It is possible. Go and do that for them to join you. The fee, I think the last time I checked, give me a minute. Let me check. Yesterday I sent it to somebody. Let me see if it is. I can quickly get it for you. The fee for these, okay, it says if it is a health and care route, the standard application fee depends on whether you will be in the UK for 3 years or 5 years. If it is less than 3 years, the fee for one person is £284 per person. If it is less than 3 years permit you have. But if it is more than 3 years, then it is £551 per person. And there are some that you pay IHS. If it is health and care, the IHS doesn't come in. But if it is maybe IT or engineering, etc., etc., then you may have to pay the IHS as well. That I don't have it offhand. I can give it to you later when you call me in the office on 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. Steve Jones, hello. Please educate us on how to create e-visa. Oh, how to create an e-visa account. Let me make it very easy for you, okay, my brother. Let me make it very, very easy for you. Go to YouTube. When you go to YouTube, enter create e-visa account. You will see videos there. It will help you step by step by step by step. Easy process. So rather than me boring you with lectures, go to YouTube, enter how to create e-visa account, or go to Google and enter how to create e-visa account. It will show you. If you go there, you enter, it will give you a link. Create it, you start it, your name. First, you have to have an email account, email address, telephone number. You create it, you send you a code, you continue, you confirm back and forth, and then later you will be able to link your ID to the account once it has been created. So please, to make it easy for you, go to YouTube, you watch it there. It will be very helpful for you. Thank you. Kwame Kusi. Hello, Mr. Kusi. I made 20 years application 10 months ago. They only sent me email and text message today to confirm both number and email address, but they not sent me any approval. Right. It's taken up to 12 months. That is up to 1 year in a lot of cases. So if yours is 10 months, I would suggest that you may have 2 more months to wait. So when did they send the email? They only sent me email and text message today to confirm. Well, sent it today after 10 months. That is strange. But if it was sent before, then of course take note that it's 12 months before decisions are made. It takes up to 12 months for them to decide the 20-year non-residence applications. Thank you. George Buampong. Hello, Mr. Buampong. I have a baby with a lady who has married different man. She is dependent on her husband in terms of visa due to that my child too has switched to her mom. I want to know if I can switch too. Mr. Buampong, thank you very much for this question. Very, very, very good question, but it comes with repercussions, or it comes with consequences. Now, my advice is, Section 50, subsection 9A of the British Nationality Act of 1981. C, a child's father is the man to whom the mother is married or was married to at the time the child was born. Mame nkebio. Abofra ne papa eye obi a abofra ne mame aware no what time aye wo abofra. It means that as long as the woman or the child's mother is married to somebody at the time the child was born, Section 59A says the child's father is the man to whom the child's mother is married to. In that case, you are not the father of the child. You are not the father of the child. Even though you may be the biological father of this child, under Section 50, you are not the father of this child. So you have to wait until abofra ne maame enya na setena awie, because ɛna a yɛka sɛ sɛ wode wo application ɛkɔfa abofra ne so a, it will affect ne maame application, because we will say waware Kofi na wo ne yaw akɔwo, and Home Office betumi aka sɛ yɛnyɛ ndi sɛ aware na wo ne Kofi aware no ɛyɛ aware pa. On that basis, ɔmbɛtumi ɔbaa no asetena no mpo no ɔmbɛtumi ama no affect no. So like I said, you have to wait. Now, maame ne deɛ no go through here. Now, you can then challenge the paternity of the child. Let me take it slowly for you again. One, say, who person your application based on ubana and abofana wuji desire ubana. Home Office bet me cancel ne maame na sitting anymore, because on them say abofana enye papa na waware ne ba, and one share that anything at two abofana so fraud. On bet me cancel maame ne dia no. Papa na waware no maame ne nso no, on bet me cancel aware e bia nya ware pa. Mumra for interview. Ni ehwe say aware pa na. So amukọ na so masem na nkosi ba ko a ebe affect obana sitna. The ekamenkwa, even though who suspect say abofra ne ye uba no, maame nka ne sa who suspect say abofra ne ye uba. But in this case, so let me have to wase trying maame no wanya ne 2.5 years, another 2.5 years. Yame adom wanya ne indefinite. Na wo gidi say abofra ye uba, let me akoye DNA. Na wa kohwe e kire say ampa abofra ne ye uba. Then, over to media call the register office for the births and deaths, and a births registry office. Almost details no. I want to call GRO, the BRS. Now we didn't for that find the birth certificate. So, by that time, the name I made already. What na ni kunu ho? Wanyana sitna. Abu Franon so. Yamia identity name Yamia sitna. Onon subet Yanya indefinite citizenship. To say now we suspect before sabofra ne uba. To say DNA na abo prove no. We subet me gina uba ne so. Now we dey application. But and now you can say there. Who ko ye bibisa based on your suspicion. Ebe affect maame ne dia no. Ebe affect abofra no. Ebe affect abofra ne papa no so there. And I don't think that you want to put them all through this difficulty. Inte Mr. Wa to Boise. Why? Robbie Boateng, hi, Robbie. Good evening. I have been trying to reach, but no answer. I called the last time and you said I should call you later, that you weren't feeling well. Yes. Yeah, but since then, no answer. Thank you. Well, call me again. Because of the time difference and other factors, yeah, I can say I'm getting a lot of calls. And of course, I can't respond to this one during this time. See, my apologies. My apologies. Yeponga frame, and then I'll take the response. Or send me a message. Send me a text message that you sent me a message on this program, and then I can return your call to you. Yeah. Apologies for not picking up or not responding to your calls. Okay. Thank you. Mafias Frempong. Thanks for the education. Thank you too. Why are EU family permit applications keeping so long to be decided? Yes, I can tell you for a fact that they are taking very long. Now, I have called the Home Office a few times with regards to my clients' decisions that have delayed. And what they tell you is it is being considered, but they have to do their background checks to be sure that the documents that are provided are genuine documents, that the relationship you claim to have with the EU national is genuine. And of course, the caseworker will have to take their time to make all these checks before a decision is made. So that is the reason they give me when I call. Apart from that, I also suspect that maybe the number of people or the number of case workers who should deal with the cases of EU nationals and family members, I am sure there is a reduction in that section. That is why it's taking long to get decisions. But in any case, I would say keep waiting, and from time to time, you can liaise with them, you can call them, and they would update you as to what is going on. But if there is a need for you to travel, or there's a need for you to notify them of an urgency for you to travel, and you have evidence to prove that there is a genuine and a legitimate need for you to travel, if you send that document to the Home Office, I am sure they will consider your application and make a decision for you. Thank you very, very much. Ibrahim Munkaila. Please, private lifelong residence 20 years rule currently live without a status and enter UK without a passport means back to. I'm not understanding it. Let me take it again. Private lifelong residence 20-year rule currently live without a status and entered UK without a passport means back to Lorry my 20 years. January 2016, 2025. What can I do? Right. It's not very straightforward, but I'll try and make some meaning out of it. You want to say that you've been in the UK for 20 years. You came without a passport. I'm sure you came with a lorry or with a car or with some coach or something. You were able to come into the UK, not with a hopping from one place to the other. You entered and you don't have a passport. 20 years, 16th of January. That was yesterday, 2025. What can you do? If you can prove that when you came 20 years ago, you registered with a GP and you've been attending the GP appointments every year you've been to GP appointments, we can obtain those records from your GP to support your application. If you can prove that 20 years ago when you came, it wasn't too hard to open a bank account. You had a bank account, you've been using it for 20 years, we can also request that from the bank to support your application. If you can prove there are other things that we can collate and bring together, and you can prove all of those, maybe you are in an association. The association can give you a letter. You are in a church. We can get letters from the church. And other things, you have gas, water, electricity, TV license, and other supporting documents. We can use all of that to support your application. But sometimes it's difficult for you to obtain those documents yourself. So if you can see your lawyer or see us, we are happy to help you. You don't have to see us, but of course, if you come see us, we're happy to help you. We'll see how we can collect all these documents to support your application. And once we meet the 20 years, we will make the application for you. Sometimes you may not meet the full 20 years, but there is a reason why you've not been able to meet the 20 years. In that case, we will have to make the representation to support your application. There was one that we did recently, and what happened was the man was living in a house, and those times there was this immigration raid. So they told the person that said, "Wo home office both fear na documents on one and he packed everything and went to dump it in the trash can in the bin. So he didn't have documents for about 2 years. We were able to explain that to the Home Office, and certainly the Home Office considered that application. And also, even if you work in another name, you are called, example, Mr. Munkaila, but you work with the name of Ishak or Razak or Muhammad. You work with those names for the 20 years. Now, over to me, the evidence about said, when now we use those documents to work. And also, we have a way of basing on the case laws that support this type of application. And also, you bet to me, na ubanya wase. So yes, it is doable, but come, let's talk. So women also have to do a DNA. That's Tony Yabua. Yes, the woman will have to do a DNA if the birth certificate is or was issued after 1 year. If the birth certificate was issued within 1 year, no problem. The father doesn't have to do DNA, the mother does not have to do DNA. But if the birth certificate is after 1 year, regardless, father or mother, to prove that you are the child of this child, you are the mother of this child, or the child is your child, I would advise for you to do DNA. Mostly, the women don't have a problem with DNA. It is the men who have a problem with DNA. I am yet to see more than one woman or a long list of women whose DNA haven't been successful. It's the men, a honor problem, no. So, yes, she has to do DNA if it needs to be done. If you have a Spain passport, can you enter the UK now? Yes, you can enter the UK as a visitor, but not to settle. But as a visitor, you can enter the UK to visit, and then you can go back after that. I have 10-year ban, but I now married to someone with indefinite leave. Is there any way we can do an application? Yes, there is a way we can do application for you to come to the UK. There is a way we can do application for you to come to the UK. Paragraph 320 of the immigration rules bans some category of people from coming. However, there are certain categories of people who are also not affected. Anonti, if you contact us, we will be able to make the application for you and use those exemptions under the general grounds of a refusal to let the Home Office know that yes, you've been banned for 10 years, but because of this and that, you are exempt from the such exclusion from the UK. So yes, my answer is it is possible. It is possible to get your visa to come to the UK, even though you are banned for 10 years, if it falls outside certain categories under Section 320. Thank you. Bedua, hi, Bedua, is saying, thank you so much too. We thank you, we appreciate you. I'm grateful, and I thank you too for always watching. What is the form for EU applicant for indefinite leave to remain? Go online and enter EUSS application. EUSS application. And you follow that. They will ask you, when you complete the form up to a point, they will ask you, have you been in the UK for more than 5 years? You tick yes. And that is the indication that you are eligible for indefinite leave to remain. It's the same form for the pre-settled and the settled, but the way you answer the question will determine whether you are applying for indefinite or for 5 years. So EUSS application. Start, complete, continue, you'll be fine. Okay. Can I use my foreign account only to apply for a visitor's visa? Of course, you can use your foreign account to apply for a visitor's visa. All we want to be sure of is that you have enough funds to show that you would travel out and travel back in. What it all means is that you are a genuine visitor. You are not a person who is coming and intend to remain in the UK. So if you have a substantial amount of money in your foreign account, of course, that even supports your case a lot more. So yes, you can. Nana Sewa Akosia Bonsu. Hey, how are you, my dear sister? I'm on benefit and I'm not working out well. Is it right to send money from the government benefits to my children in Ghana? And would that also affect my fee waiver application for my children in Ghana? No. Yes. Yes. No. Now, which one is the no and which one is the yes? It is yes that you can send money to your children in Ghana. So the government is supporting you with a benefit. But if you are able to manage your affairs well, if you're supposed to spend £200 a month and you are managing to spend £150 a month, there is nothing wrong with you sending that £50 to your children in Ghana. So, yes, it is okay for you to send money to your children in Ghana. It depends on the amount of money you send. So, take note of that. Second question: would that affect your fee waiver application for your children in Ghana? It shouldn't, if you can explain that you don't have enough funds. That is why you are receiving benefit in the first place. And that is why you don't have enough money to save to bring your children from Ghana. And on that basis, they should be considered for a fee waiver if you do it well. If you do it well. Okay? Or if it is done well for you, your children should get a fee waiver to come to join you here. I have done it, and we have done it, and we've been successful in such cases. So, but it depends on how you respond to the monies that come into the account and the money that leaves the account, how you annotate it, how you explain it. That is where the difference is. Thank you. Kwejo Ejapong. Hello, Mr. Ejapong. If you're an overstayer and you're doing an application on basis of your newborn British child, is it under private life route application? No, it is not under private life route. It is under Appendix FM section FLRF and under Appendix FM section LTRPT of the immigration rules. That is under the rules, not private life. Private life is talking about 20 years long residence in the UK. But in this case, you're not going under 20 years or half of your age or 7 years. You're going on the basis of your child being a British citizen, and that is under the rules, which is Appendix FM section LTRPT of the immigration rules, with reference to EX1, with reference to section 55 of the Border Citizenship Immigration Act 2009, and with reference to case laws, MK India, and all those other ones that support your application. So yes, you can do it, but it has to be under the family route, not private life. Thank you. Mr. Balfour. I am in Saudi Arabia. Hey, I hope you're doing well there, taking care of yourself, and want to travel using the visitor's travel route. Some of the documents that I have, some are in black and white, and other in color. It doesn't matter at all. Do I have to print all in black and white, or should I maintain as they are? Maintaining as they are, it does not matter at all. It is the content of the form, the content on the document that matters, not the color of the document. So you can just maintain it as they are. Secondly, I requested for a payslip from my company, but they rather gave me a certificate of payslip of salary. Sometimes they give you breakdown of your salary. So if they give you a certificate of payslip, and they can annotate or they can state on it all the payments you received for the respective months, for every 3 months, everything appears on that, and it is issued by them, probably signed with a supporting letter and everything. I would say you can use that as well, because whatever they stated on the certificate of payment reflects in your account. So if they say first month you got paid 800 X amount, that 800 would have reflected in your account. So whatever they state on the certificate, I'm sure will reflect in your account, and that shows that it is a genuine work you're doing, and therefore it should be considered to support your application. Thank you. Mike Drizzy. I put my uncle's son who is 17 old, and I'm 31. Can I bring him to the UK as on my COS? Your uncle's son is not your biological child, and therefore you cannot bring them on your COS. You can only do that if it's your biological child or probably adopted child. Friends, Beijing, and of course, if you want to adopt, it's going to be too late. If you take over a year, the child would have been more than 18 years by then, and of course, you are not settled, so that makes it a lot more difficult for you. Friends, Beidou, hi, Mr. Beidou, hi, lawyer. Can I still use my BRC card to log into my e-visa even when it expires on the? Yes, if that is what you use in the initial stage, then yes, you can still use it. Most of the times, especially the EU people, some have old biometric card and a new one. When we use the new one, sometimes it doesn't work, but when we use the old one, it works. So yes, please go ahead, use that to do it. If the new one is not working, use the old one, and I'm sure you'll be fine. And let me use this opportunity to tell people who have not done their e-visa yet, we have up to 31st of March. It will come very soon. Please don't wait until it is too late. Don't wait until it is too late. This is the time to get it done. Please get it done. Please get it done. Please get it done. Otherwise, 31st of March will come and people will still be stranded and people will still be in the system without having it done. Please, please, please get it done before 31st of March 2025. E-visa, please get it done. For Mensa, hi. Please, those people they don't have document but have a valid passport, can they be part of the UK? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. The e-visa and the UKVI account is for only people who have the right to be in the UK. If you have 2.5 years or you have 5 years, etc., etc., they are the people who are able to create the UKVI account and then link their ID to the account and they can stay in the UK or prove their right to be in the UK. The e-visa is just a way of proving your right to be in the UK. So if you don't have a right to be in the UK, you have nothing to create, you have nothing to prove. All right, thank you. Eric Handsome. Hey, or rather, good name, good name. I have a problem with an airline in UK, so can you help me? Well, not in this aspect, but what I can suggest to you is search for the airline. There is, I think I'll see if I can find it for you. There is a way you can liaise with the airlines, the authorities that governs the airlines. Um, I will check it for you. Take my number is 079 31 411 079 I would call me on Monday. I will see if I can get the office to help you with a number. Call the office number to 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. And they will give you the number or they'll get it, they'll set it for you. Or yourself, you can go online and just enter the company, which company regulates airlines in the UK. And possibly you'll be able to get their aviation contact details. And or do something simple. Report a problem with an airline. Who do I report a problem with an airline to? It will give you some contacts. Okay. Thank you. Rahinatu Musa. Hello, Rahinatu Musa. I hope you're doing well. If I am in Ghana and want to apply for a visit visa and my documents are good, can I get the visa? Rahinatu, you're very interesting. Thank you for the question. Well, if your documents are good, you can use them for the application, but nobody can guarantee the outcome because visit visas are discretionary. The person who considers the application will determine whether they believe that you're a genuine visitor, whether you come to the UK and then go back to Ghana. So they want to be sure that you will go back to Ghana. So if you have documents which will prove that you will go back to Ghana, then of course you are able to use that to apply for the visa. But I can't Neither can DJ Nyami or anybody guarantee that basic visa will be granted. It's very discretionary. Okay, thank you. But I wish you all the best, and I hope that it will work out for you. Janet Owusu, I'm on pre-settlement visa. Can I apply for settlement my child when I give birth? Now, if you are on pre-settlement, we want to know the basis on which you got your pre-settlement. Example, if you got the pre-settled visa based on your spouse who has settlement, then yes, your child can go for the settlement. Okay? Let me say it again. If you are pre-settled, but your husband has settlement, when you give birth, your child is a British automatically. Okay, your child is a British automatically. But if you got your pre-settlement through your father or your mother, who is an EU national, should you give birth, your child cannot go for citizenship. Your child will go for settled status in line with their grandfather or their grandmother. Okay, so that is where you stand. If you have pre-settlement, your child will be settled if their father is already settled, or their grandfather or their grandmother is already settled. If their father is, if he's the child's father, then the child will be British rather than settlement. Okay. I don't know if it is clear, but if not, let me go over it again. If you, Janet, got your pre-settlement through your husband, and your husband has settlement, once the child is born to that man, the child is automatically a British citizen. That is if you got it through your husband. If you got it through your father, and your father has settlement, you give birth to your child, you can go for settlement for your child. If you got it through your mother, and your mother has settlement, and you give birth, you can go for settlement for the child. There are some occasions where they'll give the child what you, the mother, you have, but you can challenge that. Or you can just wait until you get your settlement and you register your child as a British citizen. So that is for your information. Vida Adoma, hello. Can a child and 21 switch from pre-settled status if the stepfather has not got his settled status? The child not live in the UK. Yes, that's what I just explained to Janet too. If the child is under 21 years old and they have pre-settled status, and their stepdad has settled status, there are occasions where the Home Office will give the child settlement straight away because their stepfather is settled. There are some occasions also where the Home Office will give the child what the mother has rather than what the stepfather has. So I would say go for the settlement in line with what the stepfather has, and I'm sure it will be considered. So yes, go for that. If they don't give the child, you don't lose much. At least you tried. If they give the child, you gain much. Thank you. Nyako Abro Numa. Hello, Abro Numa. The best. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Is it possible for a wife to do divorce in the UK or from Ghana without the man's signature? They are all in the UK, but were married in Ghana. They were married from Ghana to the UK. Yes, it is possible for the woman to do the divorce in the UK. These days, what we do is everything is online. It's called no fault divorce. So if you have the man's details, the name, date of birth, as in the marriage certificate, the date of marriage, his telephone number, his email address, his house address. These are the details you will use to complete the application of divorce online. So if you have these details, if you launch the application, the divorce petition, the court will email him. Whether he signs or not, the court will proceed with the application after a certain time. The court will give us some time. If he signs, or not signature, but if he responds, that is what I mean. Because it is online, there is no signature matter. If he responds, the court will proceed. If he doesn't respond, the court will give some time. If he doesn't respond after that time, the court can still progress with the divorce application because he has been set online, etc., etc. But make sure you have, of course, his full name, as on the marriage certificate. You have the original marriage certificate, his address, telephone number, email address, this thing. Now, from Ghana, it is still possible, but you need something we call power of attorney. You need to give somebody the power of attorney because you're not in Ghana to represent you. You have to serve him. If you know where he is, you have to serve him. Otherwise, tomorrow he can challenge the divorce and say, well, he's produced the divorce certificate. I have no idea that I am being divorced. He knows where I am. We are in communication, and therefore the divorce certificate is fake. He can challenge it in court. You don't want to go through that. So if you want to do it from Ghana, do it from Ghana, but let him be served. Let him be served before you proceed. Thank you. New Farm TV. Thank you, lawyer, for always educating us. Thank you too for always watching. I'm grateful. I'm a citizen. I am an EU citizen with settled status in the UK. Should I bring my parents under the EU SS application, or should I just apply for visitor's visa for my parents? If you're an EU citizen, you have the EU passport, your best bet is to apply for them if you want them to come and settle in the UK. If you have a lot of evidence to show that they are dependent on you. Money transfer, plenty. Maybe before you came to the UK, you were sending money to them. You can have all of those. And now you came to the UK, you've been sending money to them. All of those, plenty. From 19 ho. If you can add all of those to show that they are dependent on you. And then you can add evidence that they are even living in your address, in your house. You send them money for food, for travel, for hospital, for everything. Then you can apply for them to come and live with you as your dependent. That application may be refused, but you can appeal if it is refused. Visit visa, you have to show that when they come, they will go back. If they refuse it, you can't appeal. You can't do anything with a visit visa. So consider the two. If it is me, if I have a lot of evidence to show dependency and relationship, I will go for the EU one. But of course, if they're old, they don't want to come and live here for long, then, and if you can prove that when they come, they'll go back, then of course, you can go for the visit visa as well. But it all depends on the evidence, the weight of the evidence that you have. Okay, thank you. George Wampong, hi. He says, hello, lawyer. My girlfriend just switched to the care visa, and while she was applying the status, she can't prove dependent. So I am asking, is there any chance she can add a babe and me, the father, as dependent? Now, this is how we have to do. She can apply for the child, but she has to prove that she has sole responsibility, which means we're not involved in the child's life. So your background story would have to show, say, if you're on your way, and did you see here, and did you see here, I don't find anybody. I hope you understand the angle from which it is going. Now, say, the Abu Fani, the man, who know what is from, who ban so is from. Not say after the man, no, when they abandon it, Ubano, I establish contact a few more. Then, over to me, Ubano so. Our application outside the rules, but that is technical. It's quite technical, but yes, it is possible. Say, if you need any manifest, it has to be done properly. On your and one, there was who are cancer. We do not fact so now. Samuel Isiama, hello. Okay, I'm on 2.5 years. Can I visit Ghana and come back to UK? God bless you too for your good work. Papa, you can go to Ghana and come back for your 2.5 years, either as a parent or as a partner. My brother, go to Ghana small and go and chill small. Go and take some sunshine because the cold is too much. So go and take some sunshine. And when you go, look for DJ Yami. You can travel and come back without any problems at all. Yes, but if you are traveling, if you have it based on your partner, make sure you are in good terms with your partner. Only for and then for now back your friend on you. And if you got it through your child, also make sure say I will find my mayor where I will take mine so that we can over in case some questions there over to me. I respond to it. So that is also for your information. Thank you very, very much. Mama Tina. Mama Tina. Mama Tina. Now, good evening. Thanks for your advice. Uh, Thanks for your advice you give to my daughter last week. Everything is okay now. God bless you. Oh, thank you too. I thank God that everything is cool and everything is in place. DJ, last week, about 3 people, a friend me, about Kuna or yeah, application fee, home office for hello, no, a friend me, no, yeah, I want to do this. And I'm okay, do it this way. No, I type, they are sending me my 2 changes a man, and they are called backport, backport. But DJ, let me put it this way. You know, I need to do a honor. I can do Eddie Agua. A bit so it is too complicated. Say, yeah, yeah, everything I know telephone. I don't think I ever answer over back. No, but may I say, yes, not me as sorting out. Yes, me over the phone by WhatsApp messages. Sometimes you would have to come and sit down and we sort it out. Or you see your lawyer, you sit down with the lawyer, and he will help you. You waiting, a week out, you waiting, a week out. What package you order for? Stephen Yabua, this is a follow-up question to the use of foreign account for my business data application. Can I add my payslip, which is in cities, to my foreign account statement? Yes, 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 you can. So apart from the payslip, also add a letter from your employer to say the job you're doing, the position, how much you are paid, how long you've been with them, and of course the fact that you travel in and out, you will come and visit and go back. So yes, foreign account, maybe you have some uh, $1 million. Oh, please don't forget me if you have $1 million in the account, plus your pay slips, etc., etc. Letter from your employer. You can do that to use that to support your application. Weddings and parties. Hey, mom. My mom has a tourist visa in the USA, but I want her to come and live with me here and help me care for my kids. How do I adjust her status? Well, if you are in the UK, it's going to be difficult for her to come and stay because she's an adult. She can come for a visit. Oh, she has a tourist visa. Oh, with this tourist visa, she can only visit the UK if she applies for a visit visa to the UK. She can't come to stay, or she could only come to stay in the UK if you can prove that she meets some requirements under the immigration rule. One, I call it AIDS, AIDS, AIDS. Age. For A stands for age, I stands for illness, D stands for disability, and S stands for support. Can you prove that she's old, maybe 75 years or more? She has an illness that she cannot be treated, that cannot be treated in Ghana, but remember she's in the US, so you can't prove that. Disability. Has she got a disability which makes it very difficult for her to move around or to survive? Again, she's in the US. It's going to be difficult for you to prove that. Support. Can you prove that with your financial support, there is nobody in a country of origin, Ghana or in the US, to care for her? That's going to be difficult. So she can apply for visit visa, but to come and stay in the UK would be pretty difficult for me, and I'll be very honest with you in this case. Thank you.
Lawyer,
Papa.
the deal with you, 11 p.m. The time now slow trim crab the 1 hour account.
Yes,
The deal
yes.
questions now. I think you're joining TikTok, so people I think I'm for and can say, share with TikTok for the first time. I can subscribe to your YouTube channel. Every Fridays, we are in lawyer. Obesa question bi obesa obisa na bibi chire wadwen so bibi obesa obisa na bia na o de to comment section obeboa the numbers now show screen so no obetimi atrato and now pass screenshot now I contact offline in the WhatsApp number and a good screen so lawyer wisdom aka wise man solicitors every Fridays we are meaning 5:30 GMT na sisi a UK no more time no nya epe into 5:30 bia Fridays meaning to 7 By another questions the more I want to answer me and your time no aso atwam. Make us me di echi a. Nti wo follow up the numbers the good screens so no obetimi a screenshot so. But so first time I share any I mean na programs bebre. Oko YouTube or na oko live oko SVTV Africa. Obo say I live o click so obo me ni lawyer bebre. So wo to obo na utia eboa bebre because topics na mo questions na mo bi se ni nyina you treat is topics na lawyer boa.
Ampa.
Questions are more deep ones. You tweeting in Nanti. Who follow your YouTube, subscribe to your channel SVTV Africa. Madam I say lawyer, Madam say for office location, Dalston Junction, blah 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 blah. Then sign it out. The print out, so mo print visa, mo print paper na
DJ.
sign it out. TikTok for mo joining and then mo follow your YouTube. Because educative things in one here or
Thank you.
and conform hey on be two foot multi professionals we women inform. Yeah.
Thank you. Yo, Midasi DJ. Edium, I thank you. Yeah, that's it. You're very helpful, and the platform you created for us always been very helpful. And Ghanaians, on behalf of all the Ghanaians who listen and who watch, I can only say thank you. And Manya, a lot of comments about you. I mean, good comments about how they've been with me from now the number and my one. And I said, look, talk to this person or do this, and it's been very helpful. The other day, I got a call from one other country, not Ghana, and some other country. So when I would number in man, and I was able to guide the person how to what to do. And another one to call from somebody called from Cambodia some time ago, and it's very interesting. So it's like Ghanaians are everywhere. So yeah, all through your SVTV Africa programming. So thank you, more grace to you. And your wise smart solicitors, your friendly wisdom, wise smart solicitors. Young address is 8 to 9 the print house, 8 to 9 the print house, 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, Dalston, London, E83DL. E83DL. Young telephone numbers, 0208 0165 384. Upre from outside the UK is +44 20 165 384. And the mobile number here 07931 411 042. 07931 411 042. You were Dalston Junction, you've been Dalston Market, and you were behind the McDonald's. DJ, I can tell you, sir, the past week we've had some wonderful decisions from Ghana in the UK. Applications they are just releasing those applications now, and it's been very, very, very good decisions throughout. A bit friendly, not all simple, because people are going to stop, people are going to stop.
When you visa na when you asitana,
my brother, because he's been in the UK for a very long time, and I'm proposing the music fine, and he finally buy and he said, look, yeah, we would become M1, you're waiting, and we did it, and he was so impatient. But I told him, my brother, take your time and just take it easy. It can take up to 12 months for a decision to come. Can you believe it? It's not even 3 months. The decision are back. And your friend, he was on the phone, literally sobbing, crying. So there are a lot of very complex situations we have been able to, with the law, assist. If you want us to assist, the details network line, contact us. We'll see how best we can do. And yeah, we will tell you that it will not work. Manko says Manko waste time. Don't go and expose yourself to the people. One inside you need one for your application, one who address, one who telephone number, one bet never will see, one never detain you. But the one application, so be any okay fine, will be any telephone number. The name do is massive. Yeah, assessment set. Is it the time for you to make the application? Is it time for you to apply for this? That answer why. We are happy to help Whiteman solicitors, we are happy to help. Ubankwa, the best show. Say, Yame Edian Quantavima, that's the Negatia. Aquenami, Okata, Namaulonga, next week, Negatuko, Novi Okata, Aquenami. The questions are only me or Bia, with Bia, me, Yanami, and Gudu. Maune do or fair or Tepe, Mauna, Mouse more, next week. Better know, or Maki.
Okay, lawyer wisdom account namutie no Wiseman solicitors straight from UK namutie no metane ne shows by show we me na interviews for UK me ko UK mo follow ya channel or YouTube monim me na programs a chepa every 3 years kra a very good serious man inte na uhiana na wale nkene app ya or a busy man so pa Diana Walenkini app. Madam say, Mamma share SVTV Africa platforms in Sunya and Madam say, Makajam say information is very important. The information from the right source. And yet, Obi Tumfutrugu among Fuini, Nami Shebi, say, hey, the information, right information. Sometimes so also not Bibi Waha, Obetimi I ready about it. Program be say, at least no. Ebema ebebi wadwemu kakra on no who left and right into tie boa nti time a obetina how obeti sade win ebeboa rather than say o hwe nyama bi ni ade fe de obibisa na we ye ne sen me say uko YouTube channel na uko SVTV Africa page uko live no so a won say ya tro live uko live no so won say many lawyer ye bebre eba ne immigration lawyers na many omodele eba no US many US for no aba immigration attorney on me share mesane na start bia from next month. Yes, this year many by obema updates bebre. Yes, last year many aye bia kama nti omo mo follow no they know their left and right sa eba no Schengen for no so many Aisha ba on the beginning of this year, or the information me by many Canada so my baby Canada crime many new lawyer be baby Nancy Enche. I mean updates in the Bremo sana uftia ebeboa me de bia sana meka ohwe bi show sa aside that social issues so many amanfo be kasa abrabo mu hustling akwantuo de omo film de omo sua omo Ghana so many omo Ghana so kasa nti follow your SVTV Africa bi o share your TikTok first time ni me many amanfo din komo many obi adin komo me platform nsi obi akwan obese oba so bia no answer be DM me more TikTok just DM me keke say o mom story person me share and let's say I mean okay say release videos should be where YouTube we see and the pa mami ba ku bia me din komo and ne e video na tum as a 20 years ni ayaje Italy o ma je ne mba mienu ohun omo ye 20 years wow o ma je ne mba mienu o tie sa story no o ma je ne mba mienu so sad ohun de bia o si osu since o tu kwan free Ghana kwa abrochi we su sa de bia osu o ma je ne mba 20 years ni enye bete o ba time o ma je ne mba 20 years kona ko tie no obesua bibire fim many amanfo bebre di nkomo tuti bebe bo abrante ba ko ofa Libya ko fancy so ono so ni nua since okoye 2011 fancy ono so ni nua no ko tie story no ohun ni nua ne ye yes boat ni ko paye den na ni nua ono kra na collapse o si ni so tell no da oda hospital or mortar what was our interview no to follow ya uti amanfo experience uti the amanfo family the amanfo ebi muso aye enye bad nko good things so anko fo aye and so be boa businesses ni ade nti you follow ya YouTuber be boa TikTok the na the short videos na to ti ube hu say the teaser to the two I catch us say full video no it's the best how be say subscribe to your channel no na nya notification tap ya doma no so the video no ba be pop up no wa hwe first obenya kofo bebre ahwe me programs ma ebi metutu kwan ya linking kofo bebre obi wo Cambodia ebi wo Chile ebi wo ha ebi wo worldwide SVTV Africa wo bebia ye linking nkofo bu so bi hin obi nama obi hin abo nkofo bebre. And it's our first time I'll share any what TikTok. I had any obi adi nkomo country bia from the Arab countries, America, Asia, Canada, Europe, Africa, maybe I didn't come on. Inti, Madam say, Mama share live and then Madam say, Mamma shout outs be and send my sign out. I don't normally know. Comments in the door, so my mamma shout out and me sign. I said, Inti me and kind of comments now. Na me ado next week no abantem na lawyer kan am. And na say obetimi follow up na say munya ne number no obetimi follow up. Me da say Frederick Mensah, thank you so much for joining. AJ Ali, very much me da say to joining and Mommy Pounds vlog me da say Ebenezer Fosu me da say Clement Osei Ajimai. Yeah, we mu nyina YouTube for ko joining and be YouTube comment section or Edward Baffor, thank you so much. Weddings and parties, thank you so much. Stephen Yabua, me da say so joining and Mama Tina, me sure say Tina, we Madam Augustina, Germany we day. Me who comments and me who say what Samuel Esiama, thank you so much. Eric Handsome, thank you for joining the class today. George Buampo, me da say. New Forms TV, me da say. Nyakun Abranoma, me da say. Vida Adoma, thank you so much. Janet Owusu, Rahinatu, Musa, me da say. Okay. Salome Kwe, me da say. Saudi Oshe Ghana, keep enjoying. Salo, me da say. Saudi joining. Paul Mensa, me da say. Prince Bedu, thank you so much. Mike Drizzy. Thank you, Boache. And I say, Edward Boafo, Kojo Japan. Thank you so much. Nana Sewa Ekosia Bunsu. Thank you for joining my class today. My friend, a class. Is you there? Stephen Yabua, me da say, Bedua. Thank you so much. Martin Ewa, me da say. Eugene, me da say. Sagacious, Eugene Sagacious, thank you so much. Hagan, Benewa Apple. Is it up? You claim my member inside Hagan, Benewa, Tony Yabua, may I say, Ibrahim Munkaila, thank you so much for joining. Matthias Frimpong, may I say, Ruby Boate, may I say, King Pablo Escobar. I salute you to King Pablo. Big ups. Kwame Kusi, me da se mami, me da se so joining here. Steve Jones, me da se. Nana Yao Bafo, thank you so much for joining your class today. Kwesi Galaxy, me da se. Mafio Atu, me da se. Daniel Bacha, me da se so joining here, ne. Nanaya Oba for me that say okay, time wait for no one. Thank you so much. Baby Cobra, thank you so much. Big Slim Banzi, thank you so much. Kudoske, thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Monko share a new video. No many lawyer we cry. Sadi another video too. Monko share a new video say release here and there. And a previous videos nyina we oba bedama say. Obesu anyama free nkrofo pa. Opeso ba mi show no subia. Me de biano me numbers ne de oko YouTube a soro a me numbers wo ho +233 244 790902 and I say +233 240 677 898. Me numbers oko YouTube page I two numbers penny use +233 244 790902 and I say +233 240 677 898. You show more TikToker but so ba me show no follow na DM me keke. If I say about show so for number 2 and one, I go bring you make a vibe. The echo should be a the film will be a vibe. Me will be a dingomo. No long talk. Madam, I say, guys, we go link up. Ishamo Kroma and our home will be a cassette tour. Just to tour.
This Airbnb and Dansoman Estates, Accra, is only $40 a day and offers all the amenities for a comfortable stay. It is also conveniently located 30 minutes away from the airport. We also have 1 and 2 bedroom apartment for long-term rental at Englishi, Amamprum, 15 minutes to the Wege toll booth and the West Hills Mall, going for 1,500 and 1,000 Ghana cedis only. Call Parry Group on 053-866-3532, 053-866-3532. This is Parry Group of Companies.
Your favorite way to send money to Ghana is back. We're excited to announce that Taptap Send is back and better than ever. After a brief pause, we are happy to resume our mission of providing fast, affordable, and secure money transfers to Ghana. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Taptap Send is working power. And remember, tell your loved ones abroad to send money through Taptap Send to stand a chance to win big in the December Sambra promo. Taptap Send. Papa no.